And we sound like Gucci, Gucci, Louis, Louis, Fendi, Fendi, Prada.
Okay, let's do this. I have pretty much 20 minutes before this estate becomes a full-blown noisy party kind of place. So, how are you guys doing? I'm doing okay, by the way. This week's video, the drawing, was a challenge from a friend of mine who usually sings. She's an awesome artist, like singer artist, So she challenged me to draw for her, to make for her an animation for her song. I think it's an original creation. I really love the song, and I decided to challenge myself, and I came up with something pretty rudimentary, but I think in the future most likely I'll be able to make better. And the challenge was also really good because it took me out of my comfort zone. Now on to this week's book. The past week, or rather 2 weeks, since I last posted, I've been reading a couple of books. Not many of them really caught my ear because I listened to them, but there's one which I really liked a lot. It was called Influence by Sarah Shepard and Lilia Buckingham. Yes, had to confirm that. So this book came out early this year, I think, January 2021, and it's a book all about social media. I don't know why I find social media to be so fascinating, like listening to podcasts about like social media, how it's influencing our lives, how people are changing their lives just for social media. There's even this subreddit on Reddit called Just for Social Media. If you want to be entertained, just go there. Then you see what people do just so that they can get a post, a video, a reel just for social media. So in this book, it had a couple of main characters because we were following a couple of girls, most of whom are already set up, established social media stars, influencers, as the title says. So one of them was Delilah. Now I'm testing myself to see if I can remember all of them. One of them was Delilah. Another one was Jasmine. I think there was a Jasmine. And then there was... Okay, I failed. I can't remember all of them. Let me just check quickly. So there's Delilah, there was Jasmine, there was Fiona, and there was Scarlett. So Delilah is like, one of the up and coming stars. She has just started to get like her Instagram fame, let's call it that, and she's really into the life. Her parents are pretty controlling, and they're also kind of skeptical about what she's doing, but she's really into it and she's throwing herself into it now. And then there's Fiona, who's already a pretty good social media star. Like, she's already known and all that. She has OCD. She's really critical over herself, and it also just puts into perspective how when you spend your life on social media and in the public eye, how it can end up really affecting how you see yourself, how you view life, how you view yourself. Because she's really critical over everything that she does, every single little action that she does. She second guesses it, but from the outside she looks pretty perfect, like she knows what she's doing. Then there is Jasmine, who from what I understood, she started off as a child star, so she was already in this kind of mold where she's set, like having a good girl image. She's palatable palatable to the public, the way she dresses, the way she talks, but she's growing up, so she wants to pursue what she wants for herself, like her own sexuality, her own life, to dress the way she wants and everything like that. But she's already trapped into this kind of persona that she got into when she was younger. Then there is Scarlett. Okay, we already admitted that I'm going to end up spoiling a little bit of these books when now I end up talking about them. One thing that you'll notice is that all her sections are written as a transcript of maybe her YouTube video, no, not her YouTube video, a transcript of her Instagram story, or a transcript of something that happened to her. And of course that's a clue, because you end up finding out later on that she passed away. Scarlett and Fiona are kind of like rivals. They both want the same part in this reality TV show that is coming up, that is depicting the life of an influencer. It's just a really interesting book. I think there is this saying that says that there are 3 things in life that most people crave for, and that is power, sex, and money. So being an influencer, you have the power, of course, because you can influence millions of people just with one post. You have the money, likely you have the money because you've already made it and you maybe have made wise investments, or you're actually an investment by yourself. And then of course there is sex, because this life, I think right now everything is sexualized. So it's like a combination of all three. For us who normal plebeians,
Plebeian.
us normal people, normal citizens who do not really have that kind of popularity or influencer Instagram lifestyle, it makes you see maybe what goes on behind closed doors that you might not know about, how it might end up affecting your life in ways that you could never have thought about, how even some of them really wish that they could just shed it off like as a skin and just go back to being normal. So this was a really interesting book, and I would recommend it for anyone who is interested in social media culture, and anyone who's also interested in getting a peek behind what happens in the lives of all those influencers that you see on Instagram or on YouTube, because maybe things might not be as rosy as it may seem to you or to us from where we stand, but when you're in their shoes and like reading it from their point of view, kind of, it seems really to be quite different. But I don't know, who knows, maybe if I am also maybe if I'm also propulsed into stardom and Instagram stardom, maybe I'd love it or maybe I'd hate it. The same goes for you. You never know what might happen. So this is a really good book, so go for it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this week's video. If you'd like to see my review on this book, you can check out my Goodreads page. I'll also link that down below, as well as a link to the Goodreads page of this book so that you can go purchase it if you'd like, or see where you can purchase it exactly. I hope that you've liked the video. If you have liked it, please feel free to click on the like button. You can share it with your friends, your neighbors, and hopefully we'll have another video next week. So till next time, catch you on the flippity flip. Just remembered before I end this video, the animation process of this week's video, since it was my first animation that I've ever made, it's likely not correct, and I'm sure that there's so many more easier methods on how to do it. So please don't take what I did as a tutorial, because I was really just trying to see, just from looking at what is available on Procreate, I wanted to limit myself without watching a class, maybe on Skillshare or on YouTube, to try and make an animation. But now, since I know what I have done and at least I came up with something, I'm now really looking forward to go and look for a class maybe on Skillshare and learn how to really animate and make something that looks better,